all of those people who want to follow the Constitution about everything, and they can update shit if they want to too. This is a perfect example of that. Don't get lost in translation, y'all, because they didn't just overturn Roe versus Wade in my power to preserve my kind as well.
Wait a minute. I'm battery low. Let me...
Child, y'all better get on in here. You already know this is your queenster, MsNique, better known as MsNiqueRevamp. And honey, I am coming with a breaking news story. Honey, so if you are asleep, just waking up, or ain't read your news feed, the Supreme Court has overturned the decision of Roe versus Wade. Now, I don't think any of us was surprised because, you know, the little leakation of the situation that happened about 2 months ago, right? But here's the thing, right? I personally, and y'all, I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, but it is what it is, and I always speak my opinion, okay? I personally don't feel like the right to abortion and things like that is our fight. Not my fight. Not as a black woman. I really don't feel that way. And it's simply because I go back to the original reason for abortion, in my opinion. Now, you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to get deep into why I feel that way and so on and so forth. But I'm going to go ahead and let y'all, you know, see a little bit of this video. And then I'm going to come back and I'll elaborate on what I mean when I say I don't really ever feel like this was our fight.
The Supreme Court has reached a decision on the landmark v. Wade case. The ruling is on a case called Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. It's Mississippi's law that nearly all abortions after 15 weeks gestational age. It's considered the most direct challenge to Roe v. Wade in nearly 30 years. The question today, whether the law is constitutional, and there are 3 possible outcomes. The court could strike down the law, which is seen as highly unlikely. It could uphold the law, or the court could uphold the Mississippi law and overrule Roe v. Wade. This would not make abortion illegal, but it would allow the states to ban it.
Now overturned Roe v. Wade and the follow-on case called Casey, in which the abortion right was made nationwide. Those 2 rulings stood for the proposition that states could not ban abortion before the age of viability. They could restrict it during that period up to about 23 weeks, but they couldn't ban it. Now the Supreme Court has taken that guarantee away. Lester, this is the first time the Supreme Court has ever granted a constitutional right, which it did so when Roe was decided in 1973, and then took it away, a popular right that was widely recognized. So the immediate effect of this will be to uphold a Mississippi law that would ban abortion after 15 weeks. But this also now means that in roughly half the country, abortion is, as of now, or soon will be, illegal. 13 states have what are called trigger laws that were intended to make abortion illegal in those states once the Supreme Court reached this decision. In a few of those states, the law takes effect immediately. In some, they have to wait for the state attorney general to certify that this is what the Supreme Court has done. That's 13 states in which abortion will shortly be illegal. It can't be too much of a surprise for 3 reasons. First of all, the fact that the court agreed to take this case in the first place. This was a decision from lower courts that said, no, you can't strike down abortion that early because it would go against Supreme Court precedents. There was no division among the circuit courts. So why did the Supreme Court take it? The logical conclusion has to be that they took it to overturn Roe. Secondly, what they did in the Texas case when they allowed the Texas law to go into effect that would restrict abortion. And third, the comments that the justices made when the Roe v. Wade case was argued. So Supreme Court overturning Roe. This is one of the most significant historic decisions in modern times, Lester. And now it means that abortion is no longer the law of the land. It's up to the states, and it's about to become illegal in about half of them, Lester.
NBC's
Constitutional right to abortion after almost 50 years. This is a decision that will transform American life. It will reshape our nation's politics, and it will lead to almost total bans on abortions in almost half of the states across America. Just let that sink in for a minute about what that means. The big question we are asking today, what does it mean?
I mean, what that means is it's going to be up to the people in the state capitals. So some states are going to try to ban medical abortions. Some states are going to try to prevent women from accessing medical abortions and pills that might be out of state or out of country. All of those questions now are going to depend on what the state legislatures and the governors decide on in those states. And that's the bottom line. It's not, you can no longer go to the Supreme Court and say, this law is illegal. There is no constitutional right to an abortion. Go to your state legislator and tell them, take it up with him or her. We're out of it. I mean, that's basically what the court has said.
Say overturn it. The other poll numbers we have, should abortion be generally available? 50% have said yes. 33% saying there should be stricter limits. So the numbers here in terms of breaking down where this country is on this issue, Margaret, those are national polls. But in the states, we're divided. And in most of red America now, abortion is illegal.
That's right. And defining exactly where life begins is also of varying places. In certain states, including Missouri, they're looking at 8 weeks. 8 weeks after which abortion would be made illegal. In others, they're looking farther out, 24 weeks. It's a varying patchwork here, and it will have huge implications, particularly for poor women, for women of color. New York and Illinois, the highest rates of reported abortion in 2019. Well, those are reported abortions.
And here's another thing. I find it extremely ironic that the Supreme Court can go to court for something that is in the Constitution, right? That has been placed in the Constitution. They can go in there, they can cherry pick abortion and do away with it. But these motherfuckers don't want to update the rules surrounding guns and things like that. Even though those laws and those rules were put in place way before this abortion situation. I just find it real interesting that they tell you that you can't go get an abortion after you've been, raped and whatever the case may be, but they want to hold on to the right to guns. So I'm going to tell y'all something real quick. Y'all, this automatically shows you they have the right, the wherewithal, and the ability to overturn some shit that is put in the Constitution. All of those people who want to follow the Constitution about everything, and they can update shit if they want to, too. This is a perfect example of that. Don't get lost in translation, y'all, because they didn't just overturn Roe versus Wade, which was put in the Constitution. And that means that they can do the same shit with this gun control bullshit. But they ain't. And I can't make this shit up. Another thing to pay attention to is it's not a coincidence that the red states, so to speak, are the states who are against the abortion. When you think about why abortion was originally created anyway, off the fact that most people at that time were, who were getting abortions were, people who had suffered through incest. And so that wasn't us. I'm just saying. Not originally. And of course, the people who are in the red states are going to say, no, stop killing us, because they are already dying out as a culture because of all of the mixing of the races. So, of course, they're going to do everything within their power to make sure that they're no longer exiled or eliminated. And I mean, shit, hell, I would do everything in my power to preserve my kind as well. I'm just saying. Here's another thing. I think it's weird that they're saying that the people who suffer, who use abortions the most are black people and poor people. When most of the time the mainstream media put poor people and black people in the same goddamn category, meaning that they
are the highest recipients of.
Poor and black women are the highest.
Funny to me that in this scenario, when they refer to poor people, I absolutely feel like they're talking about poor white people. But instead of saying poor white people and black people, they just say black people and poor people. Now, of course, not all black people are poor, but in the mainstream media, that's how they pretend. I'm just saying, something to point out. All right, I digress. Have a great day. All right, guys, if you're not already, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook Reels, LinkedIn. Honey, I'm everywhere. And this has been your girl, your queenster, MsNique, also known as MsNiqueRevamp. And this is I Can't Make This Shit Up. Tell me what you think in the comments.